Breaking news tonight, an explosion heavily damages a senior living complex near Youngstown, leaving dozens of people with nowhere to go and plenty of questions about what exactly happened. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I am Annabelle Childers. That explosion happened at an apartment building filled with seniors in Austintown, which is just outside of Youngstown city limits. Our Maya Ward has been at the scene all night and she brings us the latest.
Fire crews rushed to Phoenix House Assisted Living in Austintown just before 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, after part of the building blew apart, sending debris into the air and residents scrambling to get out.
We were called out approximately 12:50 this afternoon for a reported structure fire. As additional information came in, we were informed that part of the building the side had blown off of the building.
Crews searched floor by floor to get people out safely, many with limited mobility. One person had to be taken down with a ladder. Others were guided through smoke-filled hallways.
There were many people that were assisted out. One resident was assisted down the ladder or taken down the ladder. Everybody else was brought out through the building.
Officials still don't know exactly how many people were inside, but they believe more than 100 residents live in the building, and the damage began on the 4th floor.
We believe in the area of 120 to 130-ish, and it appears that it happened, whatever incident happened, on the 4th floor in the northeast corner.
About 10 people were taken to the hospital, most with minor injuries. After the explosion, buses moved residents to Austintown Elementary School, where the Red Cross began helping them find temporary housing. The Mahoning County Dog Warden and Animal Charity are also working to shelter residents' pets.
There's a lot of these people are handicapped and low income. Everybody is doing whatever we need to do to help these people find a place to stay for the next till whenever they can find a home.
As of now, officials still don't know why or how this explosion happened at a building they say has been standing over 40 years. In Austintown, Amaya Ward, 3 News.
And tonight, the cause of a different explosion that leveled a home in Geauga County remains under investigation. That explosion happened Friday afternoon on Hart Road in Montville Township. We're told a Hamden firefighter was having a new furnace installed when a possible gas leak and then explosion happened inside the home. The firefighter, along with one of his daughters, was seriously injured in that blast. Today, the online group called the Blue Line Unlimited announced a partnership with the Hampton Fire Department to help raise a $100,000 donation for the family.
This captain has spent many years responding to calls like this and helping people that have had problems like this, or house fires, or injured, or hundreds of calls he's responded to. And this time we responded to his house, and he's the one that needed the help, and we were there to help him.
That firefighter, who was a 25-year veteran of the department, is in a Cleveland hospital tonight in critical condition. And we turn now to a check on our weather. It was a fairly mild day today, but we have more changes here on the way. Meteorologist Jessica Van Meter is here with a first look. Hey, Jessica.
Hey there, good evening. We've had temperatures that have been falling through those evening hours after a pretty decent afternoon. Inland areas in particular, we've got a little bit of a chill, some low 30s, even upper 20s out towards the Youngstown area. These temperatures are probably as low as we're going to go as we go through the rest of the overnight hours. We're going to pick up a breeze that's coming in from the south and southwest, and that's going to help actually keep those temperatures steady and even improve many of us a few degrees as we head towards tomorrow morning. So there's that little bit of a southwesterly breeze. It's not too strong just yet, but it'll pick up a little bit as we head into your Sunday morning. Now we are watching a little disturbance that's moving through. This is giving us some cloud cover, really just a chance that we get a stray sprinkle with this. That's about all most of us are going to have from this. Maybe just a brief shower, especially for areas kind of just east of Cleveland could be possible. And nothing that's really going to be too much of an issue by any means. This is all going to be out of here very quickly, but we will have that cloud cover that'll linger into tomorrow morning. So as we get into tomorrow, some lingering cloud cover first thing in the day in particular. Temperatures will be back up around 40 degrees very quickly heading into tomorrow morning. More sunshine as we get into the afternoon, and not a bad Sunday at all, of temperatures topping out in the low 50s for the second half of the day. We do have more changes heading towards Thanksgiving, though. We'll talk about some rain, some cold, and some snow as we head towards the end of next week coming up.
Jessica, thank you for tracking that. And new tonight, Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb visited a local barbershop today to talk about the proposal to merge or shut down schools in the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. The mayor taking his message to the Urban Cuts barbershop on Lorraine Avenue and answering questions from concerned parents about why these changes are needed now.
My concern is so far is the safety for the students to go there. We need for students to go to school there so they feel safe. Go to a football game, for an example, they feel safe to go into a football game.
The reason why this is a hard choice is because we know that there are a lot of memories from some of the schools that may be closing or will be merged if this plan goes through next month. And we want to make sure that if the board approves this decision, that we pay homage to those memories. We pay homage to the legacy of high schools like Collinwood.
The mayor says when he was first elected, he was given a mandate from the voters to make sure that students have a quality and safe education. He also says the building mergers are needed due to a more than 50% drop in student population in the last 20 years. In Lake County tonight, a 52-year-old man was fatally shot outside a downtown Painesville restaurant. It happened around 3:30 Saturday morning at Johnny Gringo's restaurant on Chester Street. Police say a 28-year-old man was arrested at the scene after bystanders detained him. The identities of the victims and the suspect have not yet been released. The Lorain County Sheriff's Office has announced the death of Sheffield Village Police Lieutenant Aaron Bober, who passed away following a medical emergency on Friday morning. The Lorain County Sheriff's Office released a statement saying in part, quote, "It is with deep sorrow that we extend our heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, and co-workers of Lieutenant Bober. To our brothers and sisters at Sheffield Village Police Department, we stand with you in this difficult time." The granddaughter of President John F. Kennedy has revealed she's been diagnosed with terminal cancer. 35-year-old Tatiana Schlossberg says she was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia with a rare mutation known as inversion 3. Doctors discovered the cancer shortly after she gave birth last year. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's resigning. That announcement last night comes just 1 week after President Trump said he'd had enough of her criticism. Greene has been one of the president's most vocal supporters, and she's considered a MAGA founder. But recently, she broke with him on the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files and extending Obamacare subsidies.
I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never, ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well.
Greene's last day in office will be January 5th. Meantime, President Trump is giving Ukraine until Thanksgiving to accept his peace deal and end the conflict with Russia. But Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says the 28-point plan endorses major Russian demands, including surrendering territory and giving up plans to join NATO. Zelensky says accepting the plan would risk Ukraine's freedom, but he did add he is considering the proposal. And still ahead tonight, Firefighter Remembered, a show of support for a Cleveland fireman who lost his life while trying to help others. And later, busy travel season, it is now upon us, and the new predictions out for this year will have you making preparations now. We'll be right back. The first annual Tetrick 22 Tribute Challenge took place today at C4 Athletics on Columbus Road in Cleveland. The challenge was held 3 years after Cleveland firefighter Johnny Tetrick's death. Tetrick's daughter organized it all as a way to honor and remember her father's legacy. Lindsay Buckingham has their story. The Thanksgiving holiday travel rush is already underway. AAA predicts more than 81 million people will travel at least 50 miles from home over this holiday. At least 73 million will be driving. That's nearly 90% of all Thanksgiving travelers, and an increase of more than 1 million drivers compared to last year. And drivers are paying about the same at the pump as they were a year ago, so you can expect some heavy traffic. But the roads and highways won't be the only busy place bustling with activity in the days ahead. Millions will hit the airports as well. NBC's Shaquille Brewster reports now from Chicago's O'Hare International Airport.
Hi there. Well, the Thanksgiving travel rush is well underway. You see some of the crowd behind me here at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Travelers keeping their fingers crossed, hoping that things remain smooth throughout the day. Yesterday, we saw well over 5,000 delays, well over 300 cancellations, people hoping that we avoid some of those scenes that we saw yesterday. AAA is forecasting this travel period to be record-setting, saying that about 82 million people will be traveling in some form over the travel period that officially begins on Tuesday. But if you are flying, if you are coming to the airports, there are some best practices that you always hear. Of course, show up to the airports early, give yourself some extra time, and download the airline's apps and turn on those notifications to make sure that you have all the latest information. So far, so good here at the airports, but you have travelers hoping it remains that way throughout the day. Back to you.
And Cleveland Hopkins International Airport is ready for winter. That's what officials told us this week as they revealed how they're getting ready for the snow and cold. Crews have been performing equipment readiness checks and training crews for fast snow and de-icing scenarios on the runways and the planes. And you know, as we head into this week, big question is people are going to see their family. What can they expect with the weather?
Yeah, and is the weather going to cooperate for all the travel that is ongoing? I think we're not as bad as we could be. It is the end of November.
A local church helped give away hundreds of turkeys just in time for Thanksgiving. This morning, the Journey Church distributed around 800 frozen turkeys at their headquarters on West 41st Street in Cleveland and 2 other locations in Avon. Walmart donated all of those turkeys. The Macy's Parade, turkey with stuffing, NFL football, and the National Dog Show. They're all Thanksgiving traditions coming up this Thursday. Mark Barger talked to some of the dog owners and handlers who will bring entrance to this year's Canine Cavalcade.
Either you like dogs or you're wrong.
Mark Barger, NBC Entertainment.
The National Dog Show airs at noon Thanksgiving Day, right after the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and it's all right here on WKYC. Well, it is not the holiday season without the one and only Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and now you can watch the band on WKYC+. That's right, next Friday, November 28th, the Christmas Eve and Other Stories live concert will be streaming exclusively on WKYC Plus from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can download our WKYC app on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. And best of all, it's completely free, so you get the fun music.
Exciting. I've actually never seen the Trans-Siberian. I've heard such great things.
Yeah, so we're going to have to tune in.
To watch, yay.
Exactly, and we hope you'll tune in. Thank you for joining us tonight at 11. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.